Imagine this, the streets of New York, yellow cabs honking, kids running across crosswalks, the distant hum of the subway underground, then suddenly silence. A shadow stretches across the city skyline, not a plane, not a helicopter, but something far more terrifying. A dragon, massive, golden scales gleaming in the sunlight, wings spreading wider than entire city blocks. The monster roars, shaking the skyscrapers to their core. This is Fafnir the cursed dragon of Norse mythology, a beast of greed and destruction. And standing between him and total chaos, one man, one mask, one web-slinger, Spider-Man. Today we're asking the ultimate question: what if Spider-Man fought Fafnir the Dragon? Setting the stage. Before the battle begins, let's talk about the fighters. Spider-Man aka Peter Parker. Bitten by a radioactive spider, Peter gained the proportionate strength, speed, and agility of the arachnid. Add in his precognitive spider sense, his genius-level intellect, and his trusty web shooters, and you have one of Marvel's most versatile heroes. But Spider-Man isn't just about power. He's about responsibility. He's the guy who never gives up, even when the odds are stacked against him. Now his opponent, Fafnir. Once a man, now a beast. According to Norse legend, Fafnir was consumed by greed after claiming a cursed hoard of treasure. That greed twisted him, warped him, until he became a dragon of immense power. His scales, virtually indestructible. His fire, hot enough to melt the strongest steel. His greed, insatiable. In mythology, it took cunning and strategy to bring him down. And today, that task falls to New York's favorite wall crawler. Round 1, the first encounter. The rift opens above Times Square. Lightning crackles, reality tears like paper. And through it emerges Fafnir, wings blocking out the sun, his roar sending tourists fleeing in terror. Spider-Man swings into action. He cracks a joke because that's what he does. Great. First lizards, then rhinos, now dragons. At this point, I should start a zoo. But Fafnir doesn't laugh. Instead, he unleashes a blast of fire. The street erupts in flames, cars melt into puddles of metal, and Spider-Man only survives thanks to a desperate swing out of harm's way. Pete tries webbing Fafnir's wings, wrapping them in sticky cords. But against a creature this size, the webs snap instantly. It's like throwing string at a tank. Spider-Man realizes quickly, brute force won't work. If he's going to survive, he's going to need a plan. Round 2, brains versus brawn. Spider-Man retreats, dodging fireballs as Fafnir lays waste to Midtown. He analyzes everything he sees. The dragon's fire takes time to build. Maybe there's a way to exploit the pauses. His wings are powerful, but when folded in tight spaces, they're useless. And most importantly, Fafnir is drawn to treasure. Banks, jewelry stores, vaults. His greed pulls him like a magnet. So Spider-Man adapts. He lures Fafnir into the financial district, swinging through the narrow streets, baiting the dragon with armored cars full of gold. Here, the skyscrapers become weapons. Spider-Man collapses scaffolding onto Fafnir's head. He webs together cranes and drops them like giant snares. Water towers explode as Pete bursts them open, dousing the dragon's flames. It works for a while. But every time Spider-Man thinks he's gained an edge, Fafnir's rage intensifies. His scales shrug off debris. His wings smash through steel beams. His fire grows hotter. Spider-Man is exhausted, his suit scorched, his body aching. But he doesn't stop, because that's who he is. Round 3, the final gamble. Spider-Man knows he can't kill Fafnir, but maybe he can trap him. He leads the dragon toward the Hudson River. Using every last ounce of his web fluid, he rigs the docks with explosives and industrial chains. Fafnir roars, charging at him, fire building in his throat. Spider-Man swings directly into the beast's path. His spider sense screams. He times it perfectly, detonating the charges as Fafnir lunges. The docks erupt in fire and smoke. Chains whip around the dragon's neck and wings. The force knocks Fafnir into the Hudson. Water floods over him, extinguishing his flames. He thrashes, clawing, roaring in fury. Spider-Man lands on his snout, staring the monster in the eye. You're big, you're scary, but you're not unbeatable. Not here. Not while I'm still standing. With a final struggle, Fafnir sinks beneath the waves, dragged down by rubble and chains. The river grows calm. For now. The aftermath. The city smolders. Smoke rises over Manhattan. Firefighters rush to put out the flames. Spider-Man collapses on a rooftop, barely able to breathe. He's alive. He's won, or at least survived. But as he stares at the Hudson, he knows the truth. Fafnir isn't gone. He's waiting, biding his time. And somewhere out there, Thor is probably very confused about why a dragon from Norse myth was just duking it out with Spider-Man in New York City. But that's a story for another day. So what did we learn? That sometimes brains can beat brawn, that heart can triumph over greed, and that even when the odds are impossible, Spider-Man never quits. Because no matter the enemy, even a dragon, he's still your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.